All right, guys, for this week's dYdX segment, we have Callan, Head of Governance from Wintermute. Thank you so much for coming on.
No worries. Thanks for having me, Ren. It's great to be here.
Yeah, so for starters, what role does Wintermute play within the dYdX ecosystem?
Sure. So Wintermute's been pretty involved in dYdX for quite a long time. Firstly, we're investors, but we integrated into their V1 product back in the day and have ramped up our liquidity provision ever since. We were one of the largest market makers on V3 and integrated into V4 shortly after its launch. We've also been very active in governance since its inception, most notably proposing changes towards the LP rewards program, where we introduced maker volume and also shifted rewards to more active LPs. We also had the V4 Vanguard, which was a myriad of proposals targeting some areas we thought could have been improved before the launch of V4, most notably a 45% reduction in trading rewards. And then other than that, personally, I've been a part of the dYdX operations sub-DAO, and we also hold a seat on the dYdX grant sub-DAO.
That's great to hear. And I think it's a really unique opportunity for like a market maker on Wintermute to have such an active role within dYdX. I think that's something that you may not always be able to see. For example, when Wintermute market makes on like a centralized exchange, like you guys have zero say on like maker rebates or whatever. So that's super cool to see. The next question I wanted to ask was, what type of DeFi protocols does Wintermute interface with? And have there been any challenges / learnings throughout the years?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious, to be honest. Like, we mostly deal with DeFi applications that are like relevant to us on the trading side, right? So we interact a lot with AMM and limit order book dexes, RFQs, aggregators, all that sort of stuff. In terms of learnings, I would say like it's pretty much ongoing. You know, there's always our main challenge is really like counterparty risk and smart contract risk, and so we're always ensuring that we're minimizing this risk according to, you know, how much funds we have connected to, I guess, you know, these DeFi platforms. I'd say we also occasionally touch lending platforms, but other than that, that's, yeah, really the most of it.
Just a quick question. What do you guys do on lending platforms, just out of curiosity?
Sometimes, you know, there's like, we have looked into liquidations, but if we do need to borrow certain assets, that is definitely a avenue that we do look at.
Okay, super interesting. And sort of the last question I had was, how has Wintermute's involvement within various DeFi protocols evolved over the years? For example, I've noticed it feels like in 2023, you guys became a lot more active in governance, perhaps than before, and would love to hear sort of like how that has evolved.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I guess, you know, as AMMs and perps are some of the largest sectors of DeFi, we're constantly integrating with new protocols. So that's kind of like our horizontal expansion in that sense. But yeah, I mean, one of our main goals at Wintermute is like to really empower decentralization and push that world forward. So, you know, at the beginning of 2023, we launched our delegate platforms. And that was like a super important initiative for us, which in some cases wasn't even strategic. It was literally that we want to empower decentralization. So yeah, we're a big delegate across like Uniswap, Optimism, Compound, dYdX, Aave, and Arbitrum. And yeah, it's been really great. You know, we've managed to get quite a lot of voting power across these platforms, and we've had a really good time participating there.
As a quick follow-up to that, obviously I can see sort of the synergies between like you guys being a delegate for something like Uniswap, Aave, dYdX. What about Arbitrum and Optimism? You know, those are like L2 ecosystems. How are you thinking about your delegate position there? And like, what is your maybe like end goal if there is one?
Yeah, of course. I mean, firstly, like we are investors in some of these projects, so that's something that we do offer as we really want to help out our portfolio companies on that side and ensure there's like great governance efficiency. So that's the main point why we do it, is ensuring great governance efficiency. But I guess like in terms of like Arbitrum and Optimism, we also really only put our hand up when we know we can like truly add value to certain initiatives. We've had a lot of experience with designing like intensive programs, dealing with grants, dealing with operations. So when things like the Arbitrum, you know, long-term incentive program came up, we put our hand up to join as a council, which we were successful in. Because these are the areas in which, we think we can actually provide value to the DAO and the community. Yeah.
All right, that's super interesting here, and really love how involved you guys are in governance. Given that there's a lot of stuff that can be fixed, and it's great to see you guys taking an active role. But thank you so much for coming on, Callan.
No worries. Thanks for having me.